Hello, everyone, and welcome to another weekly reading. This is for the week starting January 27th. I'm actually getting this out on that Monday. I apologize. I'm in the middle of a lot of transition right now, in the middle of a move that will then turn into another move 30 days later. There is a lot going on, and I apologize for being late. I'll try and get better about the timing. I'd like to get these out on the weekend of the week ahead. But for now, hang in there. I'll get this out. It's Monday as I speak. So this is just a reading for us to see what's the best way for us to handle the energies of the week. Last week was very much about not getting invested too far in the future and about taking care of things that were close to you and not letting fear overtake you. And we'll see what happens this week. This week's a big week. We have the new moon on the 29th. That's coming up. And then we have Imbolc, or the Feast of St. Bridget, on February 1st. And that's always a nice time right between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. Days are getting longer. There's a little bit of hope that winter's over. A little bit of nicer weather, hopefully, though you never know in February. I will have the new moon reading up probably right after this one, so keep an eye open for that. But let's get into this weekly reading real quick. I'm using the Smith-Waite tarot deck, and I'm going to use a pendulum to pick the cards. We'll pick a couple cards. We'll see what they say. All right. I am going to speed this up for anybody that's watching. The motion of the video will speed up slightly. That's just to compress time a little bit. So we'll see how this all goes. There we go. And we have 8 of Wands and, wow, 9 of Wands. A lot of energy, a lot of movement. I think a lot of things. This is about, Wands are about your passion, about what drives you, what's your fire. And I think around that, there's going to be a lot happening this week that sort of boosts you up and gets you going, but it's also about defending yourself and protecting yourself and not overextending, building a wall if you have to surround yourself with things that are good for you, and moving away from things that aren't good for you, things that cause you to have negative thoughts, anything that pulls down or pulls you away from your passion, okay? Anything that is tugging on you and making you think darker thoughts or negative thoughts. Not that there's anything wrong with those, because sometimes those lead us into a vibration that helps us get over those same very thoughts, right? What I'm talking about are things that perhaps pull you away from those projects that you want to work on, the creative projects you work on, something that's pulling you away from your writing, something that is pulling you away from doing what you've always wanted to do, even as a hobby. Look into that. There's going to be a lot of opportunity this week, and we'll see what the new moon reading also says about this. A lot of forward movement, a lot of things moving perhaps a little faster than you might be ready for. But I don't see, as long as you keep it close to your core, how there will be bad things moving around you. There's a difference between things moving around you and around your space and things moving in your space, right? This is a lot about creative ideas. This is a lot about things that you've always wanted to do. Start making plans for that. Last week, it was sort of, the last moon phase reading was sort of a sense of, okay, we can take a breath after the winter solstice in the new year. And now this is kind of giving me the vibe that we may be, as we get into the new moon, it may be time to start looking again at those things that really encourage us, that drive us, that makes us feel that joy in our life. the passions of why we are here, why you are here particularly, and start looking at those and start looking at ideas for those, because I think things will move very quickly for you if you do. And I think I'm going to pull one more card as like a base card here to help give us a little bit more of an understanding of what's going on. What do we need to know for this week? Again, I'm just asking for a little bit extra detail. Queen of Swords. This is a sense of Queen of Swords doesn't mess around as far as ideas and cutting away things that are detrimental to her and her kingdom. The Queen of Swords works with what is there and looks at the situation and makes the best call logically as to what the next best action is. Okay, there are no cups here in this reading, so emotion is taking a bit of a backseat or needs to take a backseat. This is about your creativity and taking care of yourself in a very somewhat fast-moving time where some really good things can come of it if you focus on that and move away from anything that is not in your best interest and not in the best interest of you as a spirit in a physical body. Okay. And then, as I always do, I'm going to pull one of the Angels and Ancestors cards to kind of get an idea, just a last bit of punctuation to help us with the week ahead. Looks like a pretty passionate, creative week if you let it. And I think that if you pull on the Queen of Swords energy, and I think you will find that focus on creativity and passion will come through a little bit. Like how do you take emotions out of passion and creativity, right? Like so I was saying there's no cups. So what does that look like? How do you look at passion is usually attributed to emotions, right? But this is deeper. This is about something that you really want for yourself. This is something that you feel driven. Emotion doesn't even play a part in this, really. Like if you if you want to write, if you want to open an Etsy store and sell stickers like of your artwork or buttons, or you want to pick up a particular piece of music, if you've always wanted to play the guitar, right? Like these things, and that's what we're talking about here. We're talking about an inner sort of logical on the side of spirit, logical knowing, not with emotion will be attached to that, but only if you let it. I hope that clears that up a little bit. So I put, it's in this side here, our punctuation card. And I am not going to pull, actually I'm going to pull. I did pendulum last time and we got the fox with the fox and it was a lot of fun. So let's see what happens. And just put it over here just in case I get nope, it wants to go over here. All right. I got that part right. And it's that one right there. Be graceful in movement and action. Shaolin Master. This goes along really well with this Eight of Wands card, which is all about movement. Like I said, a lot of action, a lot of movement. And it's a reminder to defend your space gracefully. Take action, but to defend it gracefully in how you do so. And sometimes if you have emotional content, it's hard to be graceful. I hope that makes sense for some of you. If not, leave a note down in the comments. Maybe I'll dive into it a little more. But this is about a mix of sort of having grace under pressure and in a very high movement, high action oriented week. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on, and the best way through it will be to be graceful and to defend yourself and to hold that sacred space in you solid. Focus on that. This is also kind of a bit, this card can also mean sort of a bit of a rest after building that wall. Here the soldier is a little banged up. He's got a Band-Aid on his head, and they've built the wall. They're really tired, and they're just going to take a break. I think in this is more about how you gracefully hold those boundaries in place so you can focus on the things that make you the best person possible during the course of the week as you move through this new moon and get ready for the new moon intentions, if you do those, and Imbolc and this period of time as we are starting to move forward into a spring energy. As the earth wakes up, as the trees wake up, as things start to come out of hibernation. Be graceful in movement and action. Okay, I'm going to leave that there. I hope this helps you with your week ahead, and thank you for watching the video. If you can, please give a thumbs up, give a like, subscribe to the channel, all of that stuff. It's really important to the channel. That helps the whole process grow. Leave a comment. I love to discuss these readings in the comments below, so feel free to do that. And if you would like a reading, you can contact me at my Gmail, which is down below, along a different path at gmail.com. And I will see you at the new moon reading, which will be up next, probably in the next 24 hours. All right, everyone. Have a great week. Take care. Peace and strength.